All right, so let's say you're out there, looking for something a little different, a unique opportunity.
Hmm.
And we might just have stumbled across one. It's called Cornerspot.
Corner spot.
And at first glance, you might think, oh, another Nigerian dating app.
Right.
But there's a twist.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the twist?
They're saying it's also this revolutionary multi-level marketing business.
Interesting. So not just looking for love, but also for a business opportunity.
Yeah. And to make things even more interesting, they're hosting this big event on February 23rd, 2025
Ah, an event. Okay.
at the CoLab Innovation Hub and co-working space in Kaduna. You can go in person or even virtually.
So accessible to everyone no matter where you are.
Exactly. But the real question is, what is Cornerspot really about? Is it about finding love, or is there something more to it?
Yeah, what's the real story here?
Well, one thing that really jumps out is this whole founding member push. They're looking for the first 100 people to sign up.
Founding members. That's
Yeah.
a classic MLM tactic.
Right. So what's the big appeal of being one of the first 100?
Well, they're emphasizing those benefits. Getting in at the ground level.
Okay, I'm listening.
They say you'll have a top position in their network. Everyone who joins after you, they all fall under you in the structure.
Ah, so that's where the multi-level marketing comes in.
Exactly. It's all about building that network, expanding it downwards.
Okay, so it's like a pyramid, right? I recruit people, they recruit people, and so on.
Yeah, you got it. They call it the 3x9 matrix system. So picture this. You bring in 3 people.
All right, 3 people.
They each bring in 3 more, and that goes on for 9 levels.
9 levels deep. Wow.
And they're saying you can earn £6 from each of your direct recruits on that first level, then £18 from the 9 people on level 2, and it keeps growing from there.
So potentially, if you get a big enough network going.
We're projecting earnings of over $8,864 per month.
Whoa, over 8,000 pounds a month? That's a serious chunk of change.
Yeah, it's a pretty attractive number. But you always have to look at those projections with a critical eye, right?
Of course, of course. How realistic is it to actually make that kind of money?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. With MLM, it all comes down to recruitment, right?
So it's not just about signing up yourself. It's about constantly bringing new people in.
Exactly. And that's where I think the dating app side of Cornerspot gets really intriguing.
Because you're mixing the search for love with a business opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You're trying to connect with someone romantically, but then there's this whole other layer of, are they also a potential business partner?
That's a weird mix, isn't it?
It definitely raises some questions. I mean, look at their mission statement. They say it's to connect hearts and build opportunities.
Connect hearts and build opportunities. That's pretty vague.
Right. And then their vision statement talks about creating a community that fosters both personal and financial growth.
So who are they really targeting here? Someone looking for a date or someone looking to build an MLM network?
Maybe both. Maybe they're intentionally blurring those lines.
Like you can find love and financial success on Cornerspot.
That's what they seem to be suggesting. It's a clever marketing strategy, but you have to wonder about the implications, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's say I'm interested in this whole founding member thing.
Right.
What's in it for me besides the potential income? What are the perks?
Well, they're going all out with the incentives and rewards.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
We're talking big ticket items here. White goods like fridges, washing machines, electronics, laptops, the latest phones.
Wow, they're not messing around.
Nope. They're also offering pamper sessions at spas, travel and event packages, even exclusive club memberships.
It's like a shopping spree. But come on, what's the catch? There's got to be a catch.
Well, as we said, the whole system hinges on continuous recruitment, so you got to be comfortable with that constant hustle of building your network.
And how much of that hustle is going to bleed into my dating life on the app? Will every match feel like a potential business opportunity?
That's a good question. Does it turn every date into a sales pitch?
Right. Is it even ethical to mix those two things?
It definitely raises some ethical questions. We'll have to dive into that more later.
Definitely. It just makes you wonder, are they really focused on helping people find love? Or is that just a clever way to draw people into the MLM side of things?
Yeah, it's a tough one to figure out, but that's what we're here for, right?
That's right. To unpack it all and help you understand what's really going on with Cornerspot.
Exactly. And before we move on, I think it's worth highlighting how accessible they're making this event.
Yeah, the fact that it's both in-person and virtual is pretty impressive.
It means you don't have to be in Kaduna to learn more. You could be anywhere in the world.
So whether you're in Lagos, London, or Los Angeles, you can be part of this event and decide for yourself if Cornerspot is the real deal.
Absolutely. It's about giving you the information you need to make an informed decision.
Exactly. So stick with us as we continue our deep dive into Cornerspot.
There's a lot more to uncover.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah, it really seems like they're trying to remove any barriers, you know?
Yeah, like saying, we're so sure about this, come see for yourself. But let's go back to that whole residual income thing for a sec.
Residual income.
It sounds amazing, right? Make money even when you're not working. Who wouldn't want that?
It's definitely a powerful concept. The idea of building a system that generates income passively, it's very appealing.
It's almost like, planting a money tree.
Right.
But I imagine it takes some serious work to get that tree to actually grow.
Oh, absolutely. Residual income is achievable, but it's not some magic formula for instant wealth. With Cornerspot, it all depends on the growth of your network. How stable is it? Can you keep it growing?
Right, so even if you manage to bring in those initial 3 people, there's no guarantee they'll stick around, right?
Exactly. And they might not be successful at recruiting their own downlines.
So it's a chain reaction, right? If one link breaks.
It can affect your entire income stream. And that's where the whole MLM model gets a bit tricky. Your earnings, they're not just dependent on your own efforts. It depends on everyone in your network, their efforts as well.
So you're kind of putting your financial future in the hands of people you might not even know, right?
That's one way to look at it. That's why it's crucial to really understand the challenges involved before jumping in. It's not as simple as sign up and watch the money roll in.
It takes work, dedication.
Persistence, yeah. And a solid strategy for network building.
And speaking of strategy, it looks like Cornerspot's offering quite a bit of support in that area.
Yeah, they're not just saying figure it out yourself, which you see sometimes.
Right. They're actually giving guidance on how to, market the platform and grow your network.
Exactly. They've laid out online strategies, offline strategies.
They even suggest going to NYSC camps and universities to talk about it.
Yeah, bold move.
Do you think that kind of approach, works these days?
It's definitely an aggressive approach, but it shows they're serious about equipping their members, giving them the tools to succeed.
It also seems like they're aiming at a younger crowd, maybe people new to their careers looking for extra income.
Could be. It fits with their emphasis on community, too. Remember that.
Yeah, personal and financial growth within a supportive network.
Exactly.
It's like they're trying to create a sense of belonging,
Yeah.
A group of people working towards the same goal.
A powerful message, especially for those who are looking for connection and support.
But we can't forget that at its heart, Cornerspot is still a dating app, right?
Right. So how do they balance that with the community building of MLM?
Can you really have both? Find love, A&D, build a business at the same time.
They're definitely blurring the lines between those two worlds, suggesting you can do it all on one platform.
But is that realistic? Can you separate those two motivations without one affecting the other?
That's a question each individual will have to grapple with, I think.
It's certainly different from your typical dating app.
For sure. It makes you think about how this dual focus might change how people use the app.
Yeah, will people be more interested in building their network than in finding a real connection?
Or will there be this element of competition within the community?
Those are good points. It'll be interesting to see how Cornerspot tackles those challenges as it grows.
Yeah, as it evolves.
Speaking of which, what about their long-term plans? What's the vision for Cornerspot's future?
Well, based on what they've said, it seems like they're aiming for rapid growth, expansion.
They want to be Nigeria's ultimate dating app while building this massive MLM network.
Ambitious goals, that's for sure. The question is it sustainable in the long run?
Can they keep that momentum going?
Yeah, can they keep the incentives coming, make sure everyone's happy, both the dating app users and the MLM members?
That's the millionaire question. Only time will tell, I guess.
Exactly. But it's undeniably creating a buzz,
For sure.
It's sparking conversations about the future of dating, business, even community building.
Absolutely. It's a bold experiment, and we'll be watching closely to see how it unfolds. But before we wrap up, I think it's important to give our listeners some practical advice.
Yeah, how to approach this opportunity with a critical eye.
Exactly. So, let's break down some key things to consider before making any decisions about Cornerspot. So when you're checking out an opportunity like this, what are the big red flags to watch out for?
Well, first off, you got to really dig into their compensation plan.
Not just take their word for it.
Exactly. Don't just focus on those potential earnings they highlight. Look deeper.
Deeper. Okay.
Yeah, like how much does it actually cost to join?
Ah, Right. There's always a cost somewhere.
Are there ongoing fees, monthly subscriptions, things like that? And what percentage of what you earn actually goes back up to the people above you in the network?
That's a good point. It's crucial to understand the money side of things before you commit to anything,
Absolutely. And then there's the whole question of the product itself.
which in this case is the dating app.
Right. And this is where things get a little fuzzy with Cornerspot. It's not your typical MLM where you're selling a physical product.
Like, I'm not going door to door with boxes and Cornerspot, right?
Exactly. Here, the product is the platform itself, the dating app. So your success hinges on convincing others to join the app, subscribe to it.
Not just selling them the thing they can hold in their hands.
Right. It's all about network growth, which again takes us back to that constant need for recruitment.
And doesn't that raise some concerns? Like, does the focus on building this downline overshadow the whole point of the app? Connecting people romantically.
It's a valid concern. It's easy to get so caught up in the potential money that you lose sight of the original goal.
And ethically, that gets a little murky, doesn't it?
For sure. You got to ask yourself, am I really okay promoting a business to people I'm trying to date?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk. Imagine going on a date and the person is more interested in signing you up than in getting to know you.
Talk about a mood kill.
Right. Not exactly romantic. So transparency is key here. Be upfront about your intentions. Respect other people's boundaries.
Honesty is the best policy, both for ethical reasons and for building genuine connections.
Exactly. Whether those connections are romantic or for business, honesty matters.
Absolutely. But let's say someone's heard all this and they're still interested. Maybe they're comfortable with the MLM side of things and they're thinking about becoming a founding member of Cornerspot. What advice would you give them?
Do your homework. Seriously, don't just rely on what Cornerspot tells you.
Don't believe the hype.
Exactly. Research MLM structures in general. Understand the risks, the potential rewards.
Talk to people who've actually done it.
Yeah, get their perspective. It's like any investment. You wouldn't jump in blind, right?
You want to know what you're getting into.
Precisely. And remember, you're investing your time and energy too, not just money.
It's a commitment.
It is. Be careful about the opportunities you choose.
And watch out for those big promises, get-rich-quick schemes.
Right. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly. Building a stable income takes time, effort, a real strategy.
Couldn't agree more. Don't fall for the hype. Make a long-term plan. Set realistic goals.
And build that network on trust, mutual benefit.
Yes. And at the end of the day, trust your gut feeling.
If something feels wrong.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to walk away from something that doesn't sit right with you, with your values.
You have the power to choose.
That's right. Empower yourself with information, make informed choices, and don't be afraid to forge your own path.
Great advice. So that wraps up our deep dive into Cornerspot, this platform that's kind of shaking things up, blending dating and multi-level marketing.
It's definitely a unique concept. We've seen the potential benefits, the challenges.
Explored those founding member perks, the allure of residual income.
Talked about those marketing strategies.
And, of course, those ethical considerations.
At the end of the day, it's up to each individual to decide if Cornerspot is right for them.
We encourage you to weigh those pros and cons, do your research, and trust your gut.
Absolutely.
And if you do decide to explore Cornerspot, we'd love to hear about your experience.
Yeah, let us know.
Until next time, keep diving.